Hi, my name is Ellie, and the story I'm about to share with you shows just how naive I am. Honestly, I'm not sure I'll ever live it down. I'd been dating my boyfriend for a while, and finally, the day came when both his parents were out. We had the house to ourselves, and we were watching a movie, which, of course, quickly turned into a makeout sesh. We got pretty carried away, and we seriously must have been kissing for hours. When we finally came up for air, the movie was over, and I was bursting for the loo. I went to the bathroom and almost screamed when I looked in the mirror. There were huge red marks on my neck, and even a few small ones on my shoulder. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want my boyfriend to see them, so I took my hair down out of my ponytail and tried my best to cover my neck. I assumed I'd been bitten by a mosquito and had a weird reaction. I mean, they weren't itchy, but they looked so gross. I rushed out of my boyfriend's house, telling him I wasn't feeling so great. Then I took the train home. I kept my head down and hoped I wouldn't see anyone I knew, but luck was not on my side. Suddenly, I heard someone calling my name, and when I looked up, one of my classmates was standing nearby. She came over to chat to me, and I awkwardly made some small talk. Then she winked at me and said by the looks of things, I'd had a good afternoon. I was so confused. What was she talking about? Was my top unbuttoned or something? She just kept smirking at me and looked like she was trying not to laugh. Finally, my stop came and I ran onto the platform and hurried home. As soon as I walked into the house, my sister took one look at me and pulled me into her room before my parents could see I was home. She started laughing and pointing at my neck, and then she was like, "Oh my gosh, Ellie, I can't believe you let your boyfriend give you so many hickeys!" And then it dawned on me. I hadn't been bitten by a mosquito. Those marks were hickeys. How could I have been so stupid? Then it got worse. My sister said that if I didn't give her money, she'd tell our parents. I was so humiliated. What choice did I have? I'd been saving up to buy a new phone, but now my sister would be splashing my cash instead. I gave her the money, then flopped onto my bed. I was terrified. What if my parents saw? They didn't even know I had a boyfriend. I'd be grounded for life. I had to lie to them somehow. I surfed the web and tried to find a solution. Someone said that if you put an ice-cold spoon against the hickey and massaged it, you could heal it quicker. And then you could use a cloth soaked in warm water to bring some new blood to the surface and reduce the size of the hickey. I tried it, and to be honest, it didn't make much difference. So then I used some concealer and powder, but I could still see them peeking through. What a disaster! It was summer and absolutely roasting outside, but I grabbed a scarf and wrapped it around my neck. I eventually had to go downstairs because my mom was calling my name. Dinner was ready. I was wearing shorts and a little crop top and then a scarf. I must have looked ridiculous, and as soon as my sister saw me, she started giggling. I told my mom I had a sore throat and even pretended to cough all through dinner. It was so annoying as my scarf kept falling into the spaghetti and getting tomato sauce all over it. Then Monday arrived and it was time for school. I put my scarf on and prayed that no one would say anything. But that same classmate who saw me on the train came up behind me and tried to pull the scarf off. "What have we got here?" she said. "More hickeys, I grabbed it just in time, and thank God, otherwise the whole class would have seen. Our teacher kept looking at me and made a joke about how I clearly didn't know which season it was. And I was so nervous someone would see that I was actually sweating. I had to keep wiping my forehead with the scarf. After school, my mom picked me up and my face was so flushed from being all hot and sweaty. She said it looked like I had a fever and that my sore throat must be very serious. She drove me straight to the doctor, even though I tried to object. Well, the first thing the doctor did was force me to take off the scarf so he could feel the glands in my neck. Yep, you've guessed it. My mom took one look at me and gasped. Are those hickeys?" she stuttered, and then, I swear, she almost fainted. "But you don't even have a boyfriend," she said. I don't know who looked more embarrassed, me or the doctor. Mom grabbed my hand and dragged me out of there. I thought she was going to go mental at me, but instead, she surprised me. "We can't let your dad see these. He hasn't given me a hickey in years. Oh, Ellie, back in the day, he used to give me them all the time." Ew, gross, I thought. When we got home, my mom was about to go tell Dad I had a very sore throat and needed to rest, but then we heard voices. Oh, no! We'd both completely forgotten that it was Grandpa's birthday. All our relatives were waiting in the dining room, and now I had no choice but to go hang out with them. After dinner, Grandpa asked if we could take a family photo, and Dad made me take my scarf off. I put my hair over my neck, but just before the camera went flash, my sister flicked my hair to the side. A few days later, Dad came home with a copy of the photo to hang on our wall. He was looking at it very closely and kept asking what the marks on my neck were. Mom immediately came to my rescue and said she'd given me a neck and chest massage to help my sore throat. Dad looked at Mom in a weird way and didn't say anything. So now there's a photo hanging on our wall where I have 3 huge hickeys on my neck. Every time I see it, I cringe, and it'll probably be there forever. One day my own children will point at it and say, "Mommy, what are those funny marks on your neck?" Long story short, I always carry a scarf in my bag now, whenever my boyfriend invites me to come over and watch a movie.